Welcome to Deep Thought. Check out As a Man Thinketh. And this is a classic book by gentleman James Allen. This was written, when's the original copy? Man, this was written back in the day, I think in like the 19th century or something. And I might be wrong because I don't have that information right in front of me, because the book has been reprinted so many times. You know, the original author is from England, but I mean, this book, the copy I have, was actually reprinted by a black-owned publishing company. That's how powerful it is, right? And if you don't have this book, I mean, it's a little small volume. It's about 60 pages, literally. 60 pages, but it's one of the most powerful books that you want to get. I mean, I know they got all these thick volumes out here, all these philosophies and everything, but the greatest power a man is going to have is the ability to think. And like this one dude told me one time, he said any problem that, you get into because of another person, because of what some other person did, you can get out of. Because it was that person's thoughts or how they were thinking and the actions they took that got you into that problem. So your own thoughts and actions can get you out. But this is look, y'all need to get it. Let me read the back of it, at least the back to this edition I have. It said, the thought factor in achievement. All that a man achieves and all that he fails to achieve is the direct result of his own thoughts. In a justly ordered universe where loss of equipoise, that's my word, would mean total destruction, individual responsibility must be absolute. A man's weakness and strength, purity and impurity are his own, and not another man's. They are brought about by himself and not by another. And they can only be altered by himself, never by another. His condition is also his own and not another man's. His sufferings and happiness are evolved from within. As he thinks, so he is. As he continues to think, so he remains. Now, this is powerful. Now, I know I've mentioned Think and Grow Rich on several different channels, but I mean, the key to that book too was thought, and let me find some good. I mean, there's so many good quotes on here. I mean, I have half the book out underlined, or let me see. Oh, this is a powerful quote right here, right? It says, suffering is always the effect of wrong thought in some direction. It is an indication that the individual is out of harmony with himself, with the law of his being. The sole and supreme use of suffering is to purify, to burn out all that is useless and impure. Suffering ceases for him who is pure. There could be no object in burning gold after the dross has been removed, and a perfectly pure and enlightened being could not suffer. The circumstances which a man encounters with suffering are the result of his own mental inharmony. The circumstances which a man encounters with blessedness are the result of his own mental harmony. Blessedness, not material possessions, is a measure of right thought. Wretchedness, not lack of material possessions, is the measure of wrong thought. Wow. I mean, there's so many, there's so many things in here. But, just that last one, if you look at a lot of disease and when people are hurting or things ain't going right, they got to really look at how they're thinking. Like, on my business channel, I've talked about a poverty mind state and an abundance mind state. When people have a poverty mind state, they find a way to draw stuff to them that will keep them in poverty. If they think poor, they'll be poor. It's like the situation, like you give somebody with a poverty mindset like $1 million. And this you see this in real life with lottery winners. They get $1 million, they can get multi-million dollars. Like we talking $100 million, and they broke in a year. because of their poverty mindset. See, a poor people, when they get money, they have to spend it quickly, really just for survival, you know, because they don't have a sense of like saving money or something or investing in anything. Their money comes in and it goes out. That's a poverty mindset. Just giving that person $1 million doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a thing, right? Now, take someone with a abundance mindset, right? How they think and everything. They could lose everything, which the average millionaire is bankrupt 3 times. You look at somebody like Will Smith. After he did The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, had to move back home. But he still had an abundance mindset. See, if you take somebody with an abundance mindset, like take somebody who's used to having money, savings and all of that, take everything away, every single piece away. And you can leave them homeless on the street. No penny to their name, anything. Because they have that mindset, they back in a home in about a year or so. And probably have more. But it's the result of their thinking. People with a poverty mindset think a certain way, and people with the abundance mindset think a certain way. See, that's powerful. You know, you got a lot of people into metaphysical circles, new age circles and everything. They do all this stuff. You know, they chant, they do stuff like yoga. You know, they might change their diet. They say affirmations all day. But the thing, they don't change how they really think. Their thinking is the exact same way, and then they don't get any results, right? You know? And let me see. Let me find some more. Shoot. Let me find some more thing. Oh, this is powerful right here. A man only begins to be a man when he ceases to whine and revile and commences to search for the hindered justice which regulates his life. As he adapts his mind to that regulating factor, he ceases to accuse others as a cause of his condition and builds himself up in strong and noble thoughts. Ceases to kick against circumstances, begins to use them as aids to his more rapid progress, and as a means of discovering the hidden powers and possibilities within himself. See, that's powerful too. That is powerful. See, a man and a woman, even though I use the term man, since the book said as a man thinketh, this applies to every single woman that hears this. You're the master of your universe. You know, that's why I tell men, you know, might have some complaints against women and stuff, but ultimately it's about you. You know, if you're a man, you keep running into like bad women and stuff, you got to look at what it is within you and what you're thinking about. And I've told women that though, but especially men. That's why a lot of my stuff focuses on self-development, looking at yourself, looking in the mirror and what you're thinking about yourself. You know, that's a factor in Think and Grow Rich. It's about your own self-image. What do you think about yourself? You know, I think of myself as being in some big, you know, some like loft or condo in some expensive building. You know, looking like Tommy from Power, like a bed in the middle of it and just a lot of space. You know. And every now and then I think about like some big old house. I'm that type of person. I like a lot of space. I don't like clutter, because even my place now got more clutter than it needs. I'm gonna need a bigger place in about a year anyway. I actually could use it now, but that pesky thing called a lease. So, you know, but it's like a man has to really look at himself. Let me find some more. Good God, right? Oh, and this is this is powerful right here, right? He said, bestial thoughts crystallize into habits of drunkenness and sensuality, which solidify into circumstances of destruction and disease. Impure thoughts of every kind crystallize into enervating and confusing habits, which solidify into distracting and adverse circumstances. Thoughts of fear, doubt, and indecision crystallize into weak, unmanly, and irresolute habits, which solidify into circumstances of failure, indigence, and slavish dependence. Lazy thoughts crystallize into habits of uncleanliness and dishonesty, which solidify into circumstances of foulness and beggary. I ain't gonna read all this. But the thing is, if you start thinking about something, that thing manifests. You get a lot of people talk about like the law of attraction and manifesting, but what are you really thinking about? You know, and what are you thinking about? You know what? A few videos ago, I talked about the power of fear and everything, right? Now, check out what this dude said. He said, thoughts of fear have been known to kill a man as speedily as a bullet, and they are continually killing thousands of people just as surely, though less rapidly. The people who live in fear of disease are the people who get it. Anxiety quickly demoralizes the whole body and lays it open to the creature of disease, while impure thoughts, even if not physically indulged, will shatter the nervous system. I'm going to tell you what with thought. Thinking, thought, that's the operating system. A lot of people don't focus on that, but that's the operating system of the body. You can tell, like a person, you can actually, how a person thinks actually affects how they look. Let me say that again. How a person thinks affects how they look. That's why you'll get a person who might be average looking just from a pure aesthetic thing, from a pure aesthetic basis. They average looking, but they appear to people as beautiful, physically beautiful. It's because how they're walking. They're walking with confidence. They're carrying themselves well, right? Especially men with this, right? That's why if you ask women the most attractive men and what really makes a man attractive is really not the physical thing. Yeah, I know. There's plenty of women, he cute and all of that. But then you get that same woman and there'd be some guy who maybe not look as good, but because he thinks well of himself, because he carries himself with confidence, they like, he's gorgeous. Because how he walks, how he carries himself, how he holds his shoulders up, how he sits. Whereas you can get somebody else, right? And they got what on paper is considered good physical traits, but because they have a lot of fears and anxieties, it reflects in their behavior. So think about that. It affects how they do it. So, there's a lot in here. But he talks about it. And the beauty of this book, this little pamphlet, you can't even call it a full book. It's very straight and to the point. It doesn't waste anything, right? It doesn't waste any time. It gets you right there. Anybody of normal intelligence can understand what's going on, right? So check it out. Definitely check out this book. Anyway, I'm good for today. Just want y'all to think on this.